I'm working with a woman who's doing some muscular therapy on him, and in between this therapy, she has given us various exercises to do. So it's a bit like a person having physio and then doing their own exercises at home afterwards. And some of these exercises, obviously, because of the situation, are quite demanding. And one of them is pole work. Now, Jax has never actually done pole work, walking over poles, trotting over poles. So when we started with them very close together, very easy for him to pick his feet up. And obviously it also had to be easy for him in order to be therapeutic initially. And then the idea is to raise the criteria. So just as we would do that in our training, make things harder and harder, we're also doing that from a therapy point of view, initially making it easy for the person or the animal, and then gradually, raising the criteria so they're actually having to work their muscles. So we're now at a point where we are spacing the poles where he has to stretch out more, and it's very easy for him to inadvertently put 2 feet in between the poles. And when we initially did this was something that I was noticing was happening about the second or third pole. I talked to the therapist, and she just said, "I'll give him time, it's hard work, it's difficult." And back in my mind I thought, okay, so what can I use, what can I take from my own experience if this was just a new behaviour and there was no physical issue involved? How would I address that if he was making errors simply because I was trying to teach him pole work? And I thought, well, I would remove some of the poles. I would find out what his current capacity was, and then I would gradually raise the criteria. So I said to her I was going to try this, and of course her concern was that he's got to be doing more poles. So I thought, yep, I get that. So I need to train the behaviour so he understands what to do, and then increase the level of complexity. So today I did a baseline video with the 6 poles, and he made an error at, I think it was after the 4th one, which was surprising because it was usually the 3rd one. And I then thought, okay, so let's say that's threshold. So I then took him through a couple of trials. I think I did 4 or 5 trials to see, is it really that, or is it actually, was that he just had a lucky strike and got 4? But no, he was consistently around that 4th pole. So I took pole 5 and 6 out, and then started working on those 4 poles, getting that consistent pacing of 1 foot in between the pole. Now the beauty of this is, of course, I can mark that behaviour. I can mark each footfall with my clicker or my whistle in my case, and then I can reinforce that at the end of the